Welcome everybody. We're still here at the FIDE Chess World Cup 2013 in Tromsø. We had the third game of the finals today, and relatively it was a very short game. What can you say about it, Susan?
Well, despite the fact that it was a seemingly boring draw, I think actually it was a very hard-fought game. They were only left with one pair of rooks and 5 pawns each when they agreed to a draw. And I think Kramnik tried having the white pieces, but without taking too many chances. And the same in Andreikin. Of course, Kramnik is understandable from the match situation's perspective. Having the lead, every draw brings him closer to winning the World Cup. And Andreikin having the black pieces, of course, it's also understandable. Surviving a black game against Kramnik, it's usually okay. And then, of course, he has the last game with the white pieces.
Yeah, and actually you spoke about Andreikin. We know a lot about Vladimir Kramnik, of course, but we don't know much about Dmitry Andreikin, who plays now in the final. Okay, we know that in the last years he shows really great results, but as far as I heard, you met him in 2009 for the first time. Can you tell us a little bit more about Andreikin 3 years ago?
Well, indeed, he played in the Spice Cup back then, and he tied for first, so I could clearly see his talent already at that time. And then he won the World Junior the following year, and then last year he won the Russian Championship. So it's very clear, I think he matured a lot since those days. Perhaps the fact that he got married at a young age may have helped him also to have influence of being more responsible and more focusing on chess. I think it clearly shows a positive influence on him.
But normally we know that players can even lose yellow points when they get married, and it's kind of different example. What do you think about it?
Well, I think it's very individual. I think it depends person to person. For maybe most people get distracted at least temporarily when they change their lifestyle of getting married, but for some apparently it can be a positive influence.
Yeah, and speaking now about the chess part of this tournament, everybody noticed that Andreikin's strategy. He makes many draws in classical game. I think he even won only one game in classic, and normally tries to go for tie breaks. So what do you think about the strategy? And now, while he needs to win, I mean, do you think he will succeed?
Well, that's an exciting question. It's actually striking that he only won one classical game and he got all the way to the finals. But I honestly don't necessarily think it's a strategy in itself. I think they try to play, but it's just they don't want to burn bridges. The players who kind of prevail in the rapid or the even faster time controls. It just sometimes it happens like that. Like for example in the game today, you know, like Andreikin didn't have. I mean, okay, he played a Slav, but it was a lot in Kramnik's choice to lead towards the game he did. So I think he's just is playing responsibly in a way. I can say that he's not taking crazy chances because he, of course, he believes in his skills in the faster time controls.
Yeah. Okay, ladies. So what can we expect tomorrow?
I'm expecting actually. I'm hoping to have tie breaks. But it's hard to say if Andreikin will manage to win tomorrow. It's not easy to win against Kramnik. As I've heard already, Susan said it's not easy to win against Kramnik with any color. And Susan, what are your predictions?
Well, I really think it's going to be very hard for Andreikin. However, with that said, of all the people who played in the World Cup, he has probably the best chances, at least psychologically speaking, in the sense that he won against Kramnik twice this summer. So he at least knows what it feels like. It's doable, it can happen. And I think he'll give his all because there's nothing to hold back, to keep energy for future matches, future games. This is the game. So I think he'll go all out with the white pieces and he'll try his best. And then of course if he would manage to win, then in the tie breaks he'll have a better chance.
Thank you, ladies, for joining me. And let's hope we'll have fighting battle in the last round of the final games.